The Dodge Durango is one of the most capable and most characterful three-row SUVs on the road. It has the space of a family hauler, the towing capability of a truck, and a Hemi V8 option that no other three-row SUV in its class can match. When it is running well, there is genuinely nothing else like it at its price point. But the Durango has a specific set of recurring problems that show up across multiple model years. Problems that owners frequently ignore, normalize, or misdiagnose until they have progressed from manageable to expensive. And the painful truth is that most of the Durangos that die early do not die from random bad luck. They die from a handful of specific issues that were identified early, dismissed, and never properly addressed. Today, we are going through every one of them. What the problem is, which model years are most affected, what the early warning signs look like, and exactly what you need to do right now to fix it before it becomes a five-figure repair. Let's get into it. Issue number 1. Transmission. Hard shifting and overheating. Transmission issues are common in 2021 through 2025 Dodge Durango models, with many owners reporting hard shifting, transmission slipping, and overheating. In some cases, the vehicle unexpectedly moves into neutral or fails to engage gears properly, which can lead to dangerous driving conditions. JD Power. But the transmission issue in the Durango is not limited to recent model years. The ZF 8-speed automatic that has powered the Hemi Durango across multiple generations carries the same fluid sensitivity that we have discussed extensively in other Dodge videos. And the Durango's application of that transmission is particularly demanding because of the vehicle's weight, its frequent towing use, and the thermal environment that a three-row SUV creates around the transmission cooler. The hard shifting and slipping that Durango owners report almost always traces back to one of two causes: degraded transmission fluid that has lost its friction modifier chemistry, causing the clutch packs to engage incorrectly, or a transmission running at elevated temperatures because the fluid has never been serviced and the cooler is partially restricted. The fix before symptoms appear is transmission fluid service every 40 to 50,000 miles with Mopar ATF plus 4. The fix once symptoms have appeared is 2 to 3 consecutive drain and fill services to replace the majority of the degraded fluid, and an aftermarket transmission temperature monitor to verify operating temperatures during normal driving and towing. If the transmission is already slipping or showing limp mode behavior, get a proper diagnostic before assuming fluid service alone will resolve it. Issue number 2. TIPM electrical system failures. The 2011 to 2013 Durango models should be approached cautiously. Electrical failures related to the TIPM module, intermittent stalling, and early transmission behavior were common. Lawton Kaya blog. The totally integrated power module issue in the Durango is the same widespread failure pattern that affected the Charger, Challenger, and Ram trucks of the same era, and it produces some of the most frustrating diagnostic experiences in the Dodge ownership community because the symptoms are so varied and so intermittent that they can mimic dozens of different problems. Owners have reported problems with the electrical system such as faulty gauges, malfunctioning door locks, and dashboard warning lights. These issues can cause the vehicle to stall or prevent it from starting. JD Power. Random stalling while driving. Hard starts that resolve without explanation. Windows and locks that operate intermittently. Horn that activates randomly. Fuel pump that delivers inconsistent pressure causing rough running and hesitation. All of these symptoms on a 2011 through 2014 Durango point toward the TIPM before they point toward any individual component, and most owners spend significant money replacing individual components one at a time before arriving at the correct diagnosis. If your 2011 through 2014 Durango is exhibiting any combination of these symptoms, the first step is a TIPM fuel pump relay bypass kit at $30 to $50 online before authorizing a $1,200 to $1,500 TIPM replacement. The bypass kit directly addresses the most common failure mode in the TIPM, the fuel pump relay, and resolves the majority of stalling and hard start complaints in this generation at a fraction of the cost of a full module replacement. For Durango owners in this model year range who have not yet experienced TIPM symptoms, check your VIN against the current N HTSA recall database. Multiple TIPM-related recalls have been issued for this generation, and any outstanding recall work is covered at no cost at a Dodge dealership. Issue number 3. Hemi valve train issues. The Hemi-powered Durango carries all of the same valve train sensitivities that affect every other Hemi-powered Dodge vehicle. And in the Durango specifically, these sensitivities are heightened by a usage pattern that is harder on the valve train than the usage pattern of a typical Charger or Challenger. A Durango with a Hemi is a heavy vehicle. It weighs significantly more than a Charger or Challenger carrying the same engine. That additional weight means the Hemi in a Durango works harder at any given throttle input. Higher sustained load during acceleration, more thermal stress during towing, and more frequent transitions between the multi-displacement system's 4-cylinder and 8-cylinder modes as the system responds to the varying load demands of a heavier vehicle. All of these factors accelerate the oil degradation that leads to Hemi tick and lifter issues. The Durango Hemi needs its oil changed every 5,000 miles without exception. It needs the correct viscosity at 0W20 full synthetic on most current Durango configurations, not whatever the quick lube shop has in the machine. And it benefits significantly from 1 quart of Lucas oil stabilizer added at every oil change to maintain film strength at the valve train interfaces during the cold start period when most of the tick-related wear actually occurs. Any Hemi Durango that develops a persistent tick needs immediate attention, not normalization and not monitoring. The lifter and cam lobe failure that an ignored Hemi tick eventually produces runs $2,000 to $4,000 in a Durango. The oil and additive discipline that prevents it costs about $15 per oil change. Issue number 4. Cooling system neglect, leading to head gasket failure. This is the issue that produces the most expensive single repair event in the Durango ownership community. And it is almost always preventable with one simple maintenance practice that the majority of Durango owners never perform. The Durango's Hemi generates significant heat under hard use and under towing loads. The cooling system is what keeps that heat within the engine's designed operating window. And when it is compromised, the Durango pays for it in ways that range from water pump failure to warped cylinder heads to blown head gaskets that turn a running Durango into a non-running one in the course of a single overheating event. Some of the model years affected by AC condenser and cooling issues include Durangos from 1998 to 2003, 2005, 2006, 2012, 2014, and 2018. J.D. Power. The maintenance practice that prevents the vast majority of cooling system-related Durango failures is also the most consistently overlooked one. Flush and replace the coolant every 3 years regardless of what it looks like. Dodge coolant's corrosion inhibitor additives deplete over time. By the time the coolant looks brown and degraded, the internal corrosion of the aluminum components throughout the system has already been happening for a long time. Replace the radiator cap at the same time. A $12 part that maintains correct system pressure and prevents premature boiling. Additionally, inspect the upper and lower radiator hoses every 6 months. Squeeze each hose firmly. A healthy hose is firm but pliable. A hose that is rock hard and brittle is near the end of its service life. A hose that is extremely soft has deteriorated internally and can collapse under pressure. Either condition means replacement before failure. Hoses are inexpensive. The overheating damage a failed hose causes is not. Issue number 5. The HVAC evaporator mold and odor problem. This one does not kill the Durango mechanically, but it is the quality of life issue that most Durango owners have experienced at some point, and that most of them have addressed incorrectly. Ensuring the problem returns within a few months. A musty odor coming from the HVAC system is a widely reported problem that has affected Dodge Durangos from 1999 to 2016. Owners have complained about a strong mildew smell coming from the vents when either the heater or the AC was on. To fix the problem, Dodge has offered a disinfectant and a coating for the evaporator designed to stave off bacterial growth. The mold and bacterial growth that produces the musty HVAC smell in the Durango lives on the evaporator core, the component that chills the air before it enters the cabin. Every time the AC runs, moisture condenses on the evaporator surface. When the AC shuts off, that moisture stays on the evaporator and in the drain pan. In a warm enclosed space with organic material to feed on, the bacterial growth that produces the smell establishes itself quickly and is impossible to eliminate from outside the system. The correct fix is a professional evaporator cleaning service using an antimicrobial treatment that reaches the evaporator surface directly, not an air duct spray that treats the symptoms without reaching the source. After the cleaning, the prevention is running the fan on high with the AC off for the last 2 to 3 minutes of every drive. This dries the evaporator surface before the vehicle sits and eliminates the moisture environment that the growth requires. Most Durango owners who adopt this habit after a proper cleaning report that the smell does not return for significantly longer than it did after previous treatments. Issue number 6, brake system neglect on a heavy towing platform. The Durango is not a light vehicle. With a curb weight approaching 5,000 pounds on Hemi configurations and a towing capacity up to 8,700 pounds. The braking demands placed on the Durango's brake system are substantially higher than those placed on a typical midsize SUV. And those demands make brake system maintenance on the Durango more critical than most owners appreciate. Braking problems, including sudden deceleration or complete loss of braking power, have been a problem in certain Durango models, often linked to corroded or misaligned brake boosters. Beyond the documented issues, the most consistent brake-related failure pattern in the Durango ownership community is moisture-contaminated brake fluid that has been allowed to degrade to the point where it boils under the sustained hard braking that occurs during mountain descents and emergency stops with a loaded vehicle. Brake fluid that boils creates vapor in the brake lines. Vapor in the brake lines means a suddenly soft pedal. At the moment maximum stopping power is most needed, flush your Durango's brake fluid every 2 years regardless of mileage. A brake fluid moisture tester costs $12 to $15 online. Dip it in the reservoir for 10 seconds and it gives you an instant moisture percentage reading. At or above 3% means flush it immediately. On a vehicle as heavy and as frequently used for towing as the Durango, this is the safety-critical maintenance item that should never be deferred. Issue number 7, ignoring recall status. Last one. And this is the issue that is unique to the Durango in terms of the volume and severity of documented safety-related defects that have generated recall actions over the vehicle's production history. Airbag malfunctions from 2004 through 2014, including airbags that either failed to deploy in crashes or deployed unexpectedly, increasing injury risk, were addressed by a large recall. Electrical system failures from 2004 through 2014, including flickering lights, defective alternators, and fires under the hood, prompted multiple recalls and major repairs. The shifter in certain 2023 Durango models may experience an interference with the shifter boot and come out of gear while driving, resulting in a sudden loss of drive power. Dealers will replace the instrument panel-mounted shifter boot free of charge. Kaya. The Durango has accumulated a significant number of recall actions across its production history, some of them addressing issues with genuine safety implications. Many Durango owners are driving vehicles with outstanding recall work that has never been completed, either because they never received notification, because they bought the vehicle used without checking the recall status, or because they received the notification and deferred the appointment. Check your Durango's VIN against the NHTSA recall database at safercar.gov right now. The search takes 30 seconds. Any outstanding recalls are addressed at no cost at a Dodge dealership. There is no reason to drive a vehicle with unaddressed safety recall work when the remedy is free. 7 issues. 7 ways the Dodge Durango dies early that are almost entirely preventable with the right information and the right maintenance practices applied at the right time. The transmission fluid that never gets changed. The TIPM symptoms that get misdiagnosed through expensive component replacement. The Hemi tick that gets normalized. The coolant that never gets flushed. The HVAC smell that keeps coming back because it was never properly treated. The brake fluid that gets ignored on a vehicle that tows heavy loads. And the outstanding recall work that sits unaddressed because nobody ever checked. Every one of these issues is either completely preventable or significantly less expensive when caught early. The Durango that makes it to 200,000 miles is not a lucky one. It is an owned one by an owner who paid attention. Save this video. Share it with every Durango owner you know. Drop a comment below telling us what year Durango you drive and what issue on this list you have personally experienced. Subscribe for more Dodge tips, maintenance guides, and everything the dealership hopes you never figure out. New video every week. We will see you in the next one.